Oh, here they come, Hart and Eaton. This is going to be a one-fall, 15-minute time limit match. And we're looking forward to a good one here. Introducing at 227 pounds from Huntsville, Alabama, with his manager Jimmy Hart carrying the stick, Beautiful Bobby Eaton. Going against him from Australia, 214 pounds, the superstar, Bill Dundee. This match, one fall, 15-minute time limit. Jerry Calhoun, the referee.
Okay, we're about ready for the bell to go. Bell time, and here we go. Dundee and Beautiful Bobby. I'm going to ask a friend of mine, Jimmy Cornette, to come in and sit down. I think many of you folks who've been around wrestling for quite some time have seen Jimmy, and if you don't know him by name, you certainly know him by seeing him there with that camera. Jimmy is one of the most prolific photographers in all of the wrestling world. He's had many, many stories and items in Wrestling News magazine. He has been kind of the spark plug behind Championship Wrestling magazine. And now, Jimmy, as I said, I've known for a good many different years. Jimmy and his mother, and they're at all of the matches. We see him around, and Jimmy has told me that he's going to get into the wrestling business and the managerial end of it. And Jimmy, I think it's awfully interesting that you are going to take that avenue of wrestling.
Well, Lance, first of all, I appreciate the opportunity to come out here today, and I always enjoy it, especially with the introductions you give me. And that's exactly right. I've made the statement around the area several times. I'll make it here again for the benefit of the people that don't know about it. All my life, I've loved professional wrestling, and since I'm not big enough to be a wrestler myself, the only way I'll be directly involved is to be a manager. Now, you know, the word manager brings up a lot of negative connotations with people. They think of Jimmy Hart standing right over here, and Jim Dillon. And I don't want to be like that because, Lance, you see, like I've said before, I have an advantage. I come from a wealthy family. My mother has money. And I want to use this advantage to get into the wrestling profession.
Well, I think that's fine, Jim. Let me ask you this. Who do you like in terms of wrestlers that you would like to try to sign up?
Well, as I've said, since I'm investing my mother's money in this, and she said that I could do it if I wanted to, I don't want to invest in someone like Bobby Eaton, Sweet Brown Sugar, people like that. I don't want to invest my mother's money in trash, actually. What I'm looking for, and I've been talking to different wrestlers, including Jerry Lawler, Bill Dundee, Steve Kearns, Stan Lane, anyone that I think I could get along with personally as well as professionally, because I want someone with some class, and Hart's men don't have it.
Well, then, as I understand it, you will be in competition with Jimmy Hart. You won't be on the same side as the first family.
Well, I sincerely hope it won't be competition, because I don't want him to be any competition to me. I'd like to run him completely out of this area along with anyone else. J.J. Dillon, whatever.
In the ring, Bill Dundee and Beautiful Bobby.
See that? The guy's a loudmouth.
Yes. I don't think anybody would argue with you that. Bill Dundee and Beautiful Bobby in action up there as we are sitting talking with Jimmy Cornette, who, well, let me ask you, have you gotten into any serious negotiations yet? Are you close to signing anybody, Jimmy?
I've been talking to a lot of people. I don't really know whether I should call any negotiations serious yet or not.
Put on the rope, pardon me, just a moment in there as the Bill Dundee got a 2 count on him. But Billy was pretty well at home as he had that foot up there on the rope. Beautiful Bobby now with that right hand clobbering away, and the referee calls for a break, gets one right back to the throat. And the referee is going to get another break in here, Jimmy.
Dundee's a fantastic wrestler. There's almost no way to beat him. You can't keep his shoulders down. But as I was saying before, I don't want to call any negotiations serious yet because I want to keep all options open. But what I've done is I've contacted a number of people that have been in the sport for quite some time in an advisorial capacity, to be an advisor, trainer, whatever, because there's a lot of aspects of the business I don't know about. The business dealings, contracts. I know the sport. The business negotiations is what I'm going to have to learn about.
Well, I would say this to anybody who's getting into a different, new kind of business. I certainly am not telling you what to do, but you want to be careful when you invest your mother's money into buying talent in there, so you'll need to know a lot about it, I think.
I
Jimmy.
definitely want to be careful, but as I've said, I've loved professional wrestling all my life, and this is my dream to be directly involved. And as such, since I've followed it this long and studied it, I know at least the professional side of most of the wrestlers currently active in the country. I've just got to find out about the personal sides because I've said I want some with class. I don't want to invest my mother's money foolishly. But when I went to her and I said, Mama, I want to be a manager. This is what I want to do with my life. She said, whatever makes you happy, because this is the only thing, Lance, in my life that I've not gotten that I wanted. And now I'm going to have this, too, with her help.
Well, that's very fortunate, Jimmy. Bill Dundee, boy, I'll tell you what, he and Eaton have had one of those classic fireball matches, and we knew it. Jimmy,
look at that,
Hart
look
up
at
in the ring. Now, let me advise you one thing. Don't take up any of the... Uh-oh. Here comes Sweet Brown Sugar. Now...
No class. This is exactly what I was talking about. This is ridiculous.
Disqualification will be against Beautiful Bobby, and the winner is going to be Bill Dundee by disqualification. But Sugar comes in, jumps in with Bobby Eaton and Jimmy. Here comes Steve Kern. Terry, go run off, Jim. Now, they're not going to bother you over here. Just stick around. Yeah, Jerry, appreciate you coming out too, Jerry, and helping out there.
Bill's fine and everything. I wanted to, could you come around here for a second, Jimmy Cornette? I wanted to talk for just a second with Jimmy Cornette, if we could.
Well, we've been talking with Jimmy about his career.
Well,
coming,
you know,
trying to get into...
Now, a lot of people don't know Jimmy Cornette yet, but Jimmy's been around wrestling, as he says, for a long, long time. And he's probably the greatest, Jimmy, you're probably the greatest wrestling photographer that I've ever seen. And I know, I get a lot of pictures from him. I have a whole room, the entire room is wallpapered with my pictures that Jimmy Cornette has taken. And he's got money. You know, he's talking about money, I know, because he charges enough for those pictures, believe me. So, but, and his mother, you talked about your mother. I heard you talking about your mother. That's really nice. It's really nice when a guy feels that way about his mother, that he would come out here in front of thousands of people and talk about it like that. His mother is loaded, Lance. She is rich. She is so rich. She's got alligator bags under her eyes. That's how much money she's got. I want to tell you.
Well, now, loaded is kind of
he's terrible.
low term, Jerry.
No, I'm not. I'm only kidding about that. But she's a fine lady, and she really, Jimmy and her are real close, and I understand that she is going to finance your endeavor. And
that's what Jimmy was telling us.
Well, that is wonderful. Does she also pick out your clothes and everything for you, Jimmy?
Well,
I'm just.
No, she helped me. She helped me with this.
I'm just kind of kidding with Jimmy. I know she helped you. I can tell she helped you because I looked at the outfit, and the first thing that is a dead giveaway. I want the camera, if you can, to kind of get down low. You remember, Lance, when you were a kid, little kid, and your mother say, "Okay, time to go to the shoe store," and you'd say, all the kids got Nikes or tennis shoes. I want some tennis shoes. But no, your mother would always buy you a pair of shoes like this. Look at this. You remember those
Jerry, you're terrible.
Now, did you get a shot of the shoes? Come on, just real quick. Have they got a shot of them yet? There you go. All right. Those are typically bought mother dress shoes. And the boxer shorts. Does she buy you the boxer shorts and all that?
I've got a couple of pair, but no.
Okay.
No, he's a good
come
guy.
on, now are you making fun of me?
No, I'm not making fun of you.
Let me get back into something. I know you're a particularly good friend of Jimmy's, and
That's true. The reason I want to come out, I'm just kind of teasing with him a little bit. I think a lot of people, because he says he wants to be a manager, got the wrong impression about Jimmy. Jimmy is a fine young man. How old are you, Jimmy?
He is.
I'm 20.
He's 20 years old, and his mother is taking good care of him up till now. He
Jerry,
gets sick.
Okay.
If he gets something wrong with him, she coddles him, pampers him. The rear end thermometers are a little bit too much, Jimmy, but that's okay. Everything's fine.
Let me ask you this. Now, how about signing? He's a good friend of yours. Jimmy's ready to go. He's expressed an interest in it. I know he's talked to you and mentioned something to you about it.
No, he talked to me?
About signing up with
Well, like I said, Jimmy is a fine young man, and I'm sure that he and his mother probably know a lot about wrestling from taking pictures and everything. But I haven't had that good luck lately with managers, so probably, Jimmy, if you look, find somebody else would be good. There's a lot of guys with the kind of money you got.
I would pay any price for you because you are the best. I've been a fan of yours for a long time. You know that.
Okay, but I'll pass on that offer. I appreciate it anyway, Jimmy. Thank you. Anyway, I just wanted to come out and have a little fun with you.
Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Jerry, for being out here. And you got. Will you get out of here? Jimmy, thanks for coming out. Best of luck, and however it goes, buddy. We got to take time out, and we're going to be back in just a moment. Who is always exciting to watch, and he'll be, as usual, giving away a lot of big action. Wait. All right, bell time, and we are off and running with our opening bout. Remember, we've got Southern tag action that we'll be talking about a little bit later on. And in addition to that, we'll be seeing the WWA World Tag Team Champions Steve Regal and Spike Huber in our final event. Being joined right now, Mr. Jimmy Cornette. I think many of you became acquainted with Jim last week when we had a chance to talk to him. Jimmy is an aspiring new manager in the wrestling circles, and how things been going, Jimmy?
Lance, I'm really happy to be back. It's been going pretty good, and I got a big surprise. I'm really excited today. And what I want to do is, I know the people are like I am, they like surprises. So what I want to do is I want to sit back and watch Bill Dundee and talk a little while, and then I'd like to let everybody in on my surprise.
Okay, well, evidently some progress having been made between the last time we saw you and in your quest to get into professional wrestling as a manager. Dundee and the Big Angel up in the ring right at the moment. In a one-fall, 15-minute, nice move. Billy hooked the arm, took him right up over the hip and down.
I'll tell you one bit of progress I've made, Lance. I've narrowed down the list just a little bit. I think everybody saw last week on TV after what happened between me and Jerry Lawler. I wasn't sure of it at the time, but I went home and I asked my mother, and she watched the show, and she agreed with me that he was making fun of me. He insulted me. I hear my shoes, my clothes, and I've narrowed down the list just a little bit. I crossed his name off. She told me that he thought he was rude to do that, and that I should cross his name off, and that's what I've done.
Okay.
Because after all, it's her money I'm investing, and if that's what she wants, Jerry Lawler is no longer my top prospect. He's no longer my top choice for the first person I'd like to manage.
Well, yeah, because, well, if Lawler's kind of like, I guess we just better not say anything about it.
Well, I don't think
but
he's kind of like that. I think he was rude. He insulted me, and I've crossed him off the list.
Count of two in there, and Billy got that shoulder up, that left shoulder up in time to break the count on it. He had missed that big drop kick, and the Angel slams him down again, and this time, before he gets really to the 2 count, he's able to bow himself back up. I know that during the week since we saw you last, Jimmy, that you've been spending a lot of time at various matches around all over the country.
I spent more on plane fare last week than most people make in a year, Lance. And I tell you, Dundee may be on the bottom right now, but he's not going to stay there. This guy's fantastic. And he's one of the people I want to definitely, I wanted to watch out here today, because I think the man is fantastic. And you know, what I've decided to do, a lot of managers like Hart, Dillon, the rest of them, they're interested in making money. That's all they're interested in. I'm not interested in that because I don't really need it, Lance. I've got access to all the money I need. What I want to do, I want to be like one of the greatest managers of all time. Colonel Tom Parker. I think you know him, Elvis Presley's manager.
Certainly.
Now, I'm not a big Elvis fan. I like Barry Manilow. But Colonel Tom Parker was not really a manager. He was an entrepreneur. He made Elvis not a star, but a legend. And that's what I can offer any wrestler that I manage. I can spend any amount of money, full-page newspaper ads. I can get them on TV talk shows, radio, national magazines, whatever, because just like Dundee is a fantastic wrestler. He's one of the greatest in the world I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of them.
Whoa!
Publicity.
Look at that flying press, and he's got it. Did he make it? Yes, he did.
I've got my surprise. Can we call Bill Dundee over here, please, before he leaves? This is my surprise. This is what I want to do.
Well, let me see, Jimmy, if I can get his attention. Billy, some very kind things to say, as a matter of fact, during the particular. Okay, Jimmy.
Bill, I want to make an announcement. You know what I've been doing the past couple of weeks. I've been going around, I've been scouting talent, and I've tried to find somebody that I want to manage. And after last week, I think you saw what happened. You were probably watching on the monitor or something. Jerry Lawler insulted me. And so I've been narrowing my list down just a little bit, and he, my top choice, was crossed off the list. And so what I want to do right now...
So what you're telling me is I was your second choice, right?
Well, no, what I want to do is I want to make my first public offer. I want to make my first public offer. I want to offer you the chance to be managed by me. You couldn't hear what I was saying over here. I can make you...
He ain't making his first public offer. What you're making is your second public offer, so I'm just going to tell you something, Jimbo. No. I don't like being second to nobody and nothing. Jerry was obviously your first choice, so you just go back and talk to the king and see what he's going to say about it.
No, Bill, he insulted me. I'm making my first public offer. I want to manage Bill Dundee. Bill, come here.
Well, apparently...
I can spend any amount of money. I can make you a star.
Oh, no.
Now, I don't want him insulting me again, Lance.
Well, Jimmy, Jerry...
This is a big one, Lance. This is a big one. I'm coming to you, Elizabeth. I'll be the one with no contract in my hand.
Lance, I don't want him out here again insulting me.
Do you mean that I didn't get the contract offer, Jimmy?
Now, let me tell you something, Jerry. You came out here last week. You made fun of my shoes. You made fun of my clothes. This man has... I thought you had class, but you don't.
Oh, Jimmy. Now, wait a minute.
Now,
Calm down. Calm down a little bit, Jimmy. Now, don't get so excited out here. I didn't make fun... Wait a minute.
Now, Lance...
Now, wait a minute. Lance, fill this suit. Did your mother dress you this morning? This is a heavy wool suit. It must be 90 degrees outside. She put you in a winter suit today like this? Now, if you want some respect, come down here and act like an intelligent human being. Don't come down here like a little wimp like this and let your mother dress you.
You don't have any class.
You wouldn't come out here. He comes out here talking about his mother. That's a big joke, man. Don't come out here like a little kid. If you're going to be like a man, don't come out here talking about your rich mother and all of this stuff. Is that right or not? Come on. We don't want to hear it, man.
Now, wait a minute. Now, Lance, I come out here and I try to do something serious. I'm being serious. At first, he comes out here, he makes fun of my shoes, he makes fun of my clothes, and then Dundee. I make this man a public offer. I can get him some publicity. I can do something for you. You don't realize what I can do for you. I've got access to as much money as I want. He isn't going to get the chance, but you are. If you want to take it, but you turn me down. I'm Jimmy Cornette. I get what I want. I'm not used to being treated this way. All right, you see this? You see this right here, Dundee? Come here, you see this?
Oh, a little temper.
You see this? Laura, that was your name, Dundee. That's yours. I'm sick of being treated this way. I'm fed up with all of you. If you don't want, I can do something.
Well, our guest...
I believe you made him mad. Do you think you made him mad? Think he got mad?
I think that was a classic temper tantrum, don't you? His mother will probably be upset. That's too bad.
You guys are something. The king and a superstar. We have had, in the past couple of weeks, a chance. What we started out to find out about was a little bit about Jimmy Cornette's plans to be a manager. And Jimmy, I know that you have had a moment or two of rough treatment out here, but, you know, I guess that's all part of it.
Lance, I'm glad to be here today, even though I've had to buy this time. The past couple of weeks, I've been the object of ridicule, of embarrassment, of abuse, of anything else that you want to call it at the hands of Jerry Lawler and Bill Dundee while you stood by watching.
I was here.
My family name has been embarrassed. And although Jerry Lawler and Bill Dundee don't seem to take me very seriously, I'm not the object of ridicule that the entire country, that they would have people believe the entire country thinks I am. I'm serious about this, as I've said before, and my mother's attorneys have come into it. I've negotiated with them, and they have been negotiating with people. If these freeloaders back here would be quiet, and I have here, if you don't mind, a notebook with a list of no less than 15 names that my mother's attorneys have had serious commitments with, and I don't want to reveal anyone. The book will stay closed. But to name drop just a little bit, because I am pretty happy about it. Terry Funk, Dory Funk Jr., Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, all either present or past NWA World Heavyweight Champions, and that's where the book will stay. I think that's enough. But as to Jerry Lawler and Bill Dundee, they seem to want to drag my family name down through the mud, and I'm upset about it, and my mother's upset about it. I talked to her. She's been watching me, and she was not happy at all, because the Cornette family name is one that's been respected for a long time. It has a rich heritage, and it's not something that some lowlifes can come and just on national TV drag down through the mud like that. And so she said, what are we going to do about it? And I said, well, Mama, Why don't we put a bounty out on him? And she said, no, that's too low. That's not something that we would do, but in business, Lance, there's things known as incentives. And now, what we've done is put a $5,000 cash incentive for anyone that wrestles Jerry Lawler and Bill Dundee and ends the match to my satisfaction. Do you understand that?
Yeah, it seems Jimmy kind of not exactly the right spirit on which to take that.
I came out here in good spirit at the beginning, and then Jerry Lawler comes out here and Bill Dundee comes out here, and they had their chance. I wanted them, but not anymore. So now they've blown it, Lance. That's all there is to it. Now, the first person, I've had negotiations with different people, but I've talked especially on the phone to Atlanta, to the Super D. And $5,000 cash, in addition to the $10,000 that Jimmy Hart and Ric Flair have worked out on Jerry Lawler's head. The Super D said for $15,000. Well, I can't tell you what he said, Lance, but I have a feeling I'm going to be satisfied in the matter of Jerry Lawler Monday night.
Well, I'm a little disappointed in the attitude. Jimmy, I don't think. Hey, Jerry, come on. No. Hey, come on, Jimmy. Now, we don't leave him alone. Tell you what, let's take a break. Let's take a break. Now, we're going to take a break. Take a break. Okay, we're going to be ready to go with our opening bout in just a moment, but we wanted to bring you up to date as we had introduced some time ago. You folks to Jimmy Cornette, who was interested in getting into the wrestling business as a manager. Jimmy, we've had a couple of rough sessions out here. Hopefully today we won't have a repeat of any.
Well, Lance, today we're not going to have a repeat of anything that I've had before. We're going to have some success today because I am so happy. What have I been coming out here and telling you that I was going to do?
You are looking for
Don't
talent.
interrupt me. I have been coming out here and I've been telling you. And if these people would be quiet, you're not even going to upset me today. I'm happy because I've been telling you that I wanted champions. And today I have not one, but two champions, Lance. Do you understand that?
And I'm
happy about it, that I have signed up, and I would like to introduce one of them right now, and I'm going to bring her out. One half of the North American Tag Team Champions, Miss Sherry Martel, and she is lovely, isn't she, Lance? Come on over.
Indeed. And now you...
Yes.
Sherry Martel and
you know the
manager,
reason
Jimmy Cornette.
that the other half of the North American Tag Team Champions ladies division is not here today, besides the fact that these people couldn't take two girls this good looking in one place, is because she had to go to the hairdresser. But I assure you, she will be joining us shortly. And Lance, all I can say is, can I make an investment or can I make an investment?
I want to ask Sherry something. Sherry, I don't know, how do you feel about signing with a manager that really doesn't have any experience in professional wrestling?
Mr. Russell, I got one thing to say. Money talks and you know what walks.
Well, I guess that ends that conversation. And, okay, Sherry Martel and Jimmy Cornette.
I have my first champion, and Lance, she saw my wallet. And
I get the idea. And standing with me is the new entrepreneur of wrestling, Mr. Jimmy Cornette, who had signed the girl champions, the U.S. ladies champions.
Ladies, that's exactly right.
What I said, as the first champions, Jimmy. What's new?
Well, Lance, as you know...
Looking mighty dapper today,
well,
I might say, with your,
my mother bought
your
this for
yatching
me.
hat on there.
Yatching? Okay. As you know, last week I signed the United States ladies champions, and now I have a rather startling announcement to make today, and I'm rather happy about it. I have, in addition to them, signed one of the most awesome individuals in professional wrestling today, a man who has held every title, every major honor that you can hold, and he is now, well, he soon will be the next Southern Heavyweight Champion, United States Heavyweight Champion, and the World Heavyweight Champion. And I'm talking about none other than the incomparable Dutch Mantell.
You have signed Mantell?
Because, you see, I have something that he needs. He needs to get a shot at Jerry Lawler, which he has, and he needs to win that Southern Heavyweight Championship. I can help him do that because I will be at ringside to assist him, not physically now, mind you, but with my money, with my mind, and with my family name behind him for moral support. I will be at ringside this week, and I promise you he will take the Southern Heavyweight Championship from Jerry Lawler because, you see, Jerry Lawler, I still remember past several weeks when you came out here and you made fun of me, you humiliated me, you degraded my family name. I remember it, and I feel it right inside. And I promise you that when that match comes about and Dutch Mantell gets in that ring with you, then you're going to feel the same way that I felt. You're going to feel what I felt when I was standing here humiliated, because you're going to be standing there in the middle of that ring, if you can stand, and you're not going to have that belt around your waist, that thing that you love so preciously. And you heard Jerry Lawler with his big fat mouth that he runs people down with. You heard him say that Dutch Mantell was the toughest man that he had ever faced. Well, he certainly is, and with me behind him, he certainly will be again. He'll take the title, and I will have the future World Heavyweight Champion, because that's all he needs to get that shot at Ric Flair, Lance.
Okay, Jimmy.
And if he does, he's going to get a very large bonus, because that's my dream, to humiliate Lawler and to get the World Heavyweight Champion under my contract, and I'm going to have them both in one man, the awesome Dutch Mantell.
Jimmy, I got to tell you, you were right. That was an astounding announcement in there. I am flabbergasted. I am surprised at Dutch signing a manager. But obviously you had something to offer him.
Obviously I had something to offer him, and I wrote it right out. I got it from my mother, and I wrote it right out.
Well, that's marvelous, Jimmy, and you have made our day with that
Take
kind of
the hand of the man that's going to manage the next World Heavyweight Champion, Lance.
Jimmy Cornette, who professes to be the man who is going to be managing the next World Heavyweight Champion. I am shocked to talk to Jimmy Cornette and Dutch Mantell. Jimmy.
Lance, I've got a special presentation I'd like to make today. As you know, Dutch has been with me now for a week, and I must say we've gotten to be quite good friends, and I wanted to present, if I could, if the cameraman can get a shot of this beautiful portrait of myself and Dutch as a token of my esteem and friendship to him for signing with me and being such a great champion that he is.
And it says, to my good buddy, Dutchy Jimmy Cornette.
Well, Jimmy, thank you. You know, Lance, I'm really excited today. I haven't been this excited since I divorced my first old lady. But I am really excited today, and you know why I'm excited? Because this man here, he is a million laughs. He's a laugh a minute. Being with this guy is like being at Chicky's Pizza 24 hours a day. And you know, a lot of people have said that, Dutch, you and Jimmy Cornette, you just don't seem compatible. But I think the reason we don't seem compatible is that they just don't know a lot about Jimmy. And you know, he said we signed the contract last week. Well, in essence, we didn't sign it last week. And why didn't we sign it last week, Jimmy? Because I said we should do it on TV, on public television, so we could be up front with it, and so people would think there's nothing under the table. And the people, I know we look funny. I know we look like John Wayne and Ted Turner out here, but you people go ahead and laugh, because we're going to set the wrestling world on its head. Now, Jimmy, you know how I feel about certain things, and I think the reason the people may not like you so much is because they don't know how you feel about certain things. So I would like you to tell the people at home exactly how you feel. And I'm going to ask you a few questions. I want you to tell these people at home, okay, how you feel, okay? You got that? Jimmy, I'd like to ask you a question and tell the people, do you drink?
No, Dutch, I don't drink.
See, he doesn't drink. See, he don't drink anything. Jimmy, do you like to stay out late at night and get surly and start fights or anything like that? You like to do that?
No, I try to stay in 10 or 11 at night at the latest. And
he don't stay out late at night. He keeps regular hours, right? Jimmy, a very important question. You don't take drugs or snort cocaine like them NFL football players do. You don't do that, do you?
No, I don't, Dutch.
See,
How
he
you
don't
know?
do any of that. He lives a clean life, right? You live a clean life. Jimmy,
Dignity.
you don't smoke or chew tobacco, do you?
No, that's a filthy habit.
See, he says that is a filthy habit. Filthy, filthy. Jimmy, I'd like to say one thing. You don't like to get up early in the morning and watch cartoons like Bugs Bunny or Yosemite Sound. You don't like to do any of that, do you?
I watch Richard Simmons in the morning when I get a chance.
He watches Richard Simmons. Now, you people have seen how compatible Jimmy and I are. And, Jimmy, you got the pen.
Yes, I do, sir.
You got the contract.
This is a big day in my life, Lance.
Big day in your life, baby, right there. Big, big day in Jimmy Cornette's life. Let me see that pen, baby.
We've got a public signing right
Contract
here.
and a public
Right here,
signing, and this is the first step, Lance.
Jimmy, you see this pen?
Yes, sir.
This pen could change your life. You know
know
that?
it.
With it could make you a very famous man. You know that?
I know that.
And with this pen, Lance, it's one small step for man, but one giant step for wrestling. And, Jimmy, I'd just like to take this pen and break it like this, take this contract, and sign it up. And you are the last man in the world, buddy, that I would want to manage me. Because you here, take that and stick it where the sun don't shine. I want to tell you one thing, buddy. I made a mistake when I had you... Shut up! I made a mistake when I had you come out, but I'm man enough to say I made a mistake. And the only difference between me and Lawler is I'm not above, buddy, taking you for a few dollars, and that's what I did. You see this picture, Jimmy? You see this picture right here? Here, buddy. That's your hands right there. And this is mine.
Give this to me. I put a lot of money into you.
Cornet.
I put a lot of money into you. I spent a lot of money on him, Lance. I'm taking him places and bought him food.
I'm afraid you've got some built-in problems with Dutch Mantell.
Jim Cornette, and Jim has with him Jesse Barr, a new wrestler in the area.
Dave, I wish Lance was here today because he's such a big fan of amateur wrestling. I'd like to introduce this man to him, but maybe you can later on. This man, for your people's information, is Jesse Barr. He's one of the greatest young professional athletes in the world. For your information, if you people sometime would sit down and shut up and listen to what I have to say, this man was on the 1980 Olympic team, the wrestling team. Because of the little political trouble we had, he didn't get to go to Moscow. But he was still probably the best prospect that they had on that team, and he turned professional a couple of years ago after the Olympic Games had been canceled for the United States, and luckily for me, he decided he wanted to come into this area. He contacted me, and I said, Jesse, I would be happy to have you because there's a little thing that I want to do, Dave. I need the Mid-America Heavyweight Championship. There are several reasons, but the biggest one is that my mother promised me that if I have someone capture the Mid-America title, then she will give me enough money to get Nick Bockwinkel back into this area. And that takes quite a bit of money, but she has quite a bit of money, and she's going to do that for me if I capture the Mid-America title, which I will through Jesse Barr upcoming this week. I promise you that, Dave.
Well, you've got the match, all right, against the current holder, Dutch Mantell, and Jesse Barr is going to get that shot at the Mid-America title.
No, Jesse Barr is not going to get the shot at the title. Jesse Barr is going to get the title. I'm going to have the Mid-America title. Nick Bockwinkel will be coming back into this area, and a lot of good things will be happening, ladies and gentlemen. I promise you that. And you're going to see what this man is made of right here. This is Moscow all over again. Come on, Jesse.
All right. Well, Jesse Barr and Jim Cornette. Jim signed him to a contract. Went after the Mid-America title. That title is not at stake here today. But Jesse Barr is in this match, and this is going to be a one-fall, 15-minute time limit match. Introducing on the right of your screen, at 240 pounds from Mississippi, Aaron Holt, and going against him from Portland, Oregon, 245 pounds, Jesse Barr. This will be a one-fall, 15-minute time limit match. Referee is Jerry Calhoun and Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette, the manager of Jesse Barr, in the corner. All right, Jim, we'll take care of it. Thank you. Jesse Barr, as Cornette mentioned, does have quite an amateur wrestling background. Aaron Holt. And body scissors put on by Jesse Barr. Barr's rubbing his face into the mat. Barr with the cover. Can't hold the shoulders down, though. Aaron Holt, big guy. He weighs in at about 240. Maybe a little bit more. That's what he's listed. Just looking at him, though, he looks a little heavier than Barr, who's listed at 245. Jesse Barr. Holt up in the air, slams him, drops down with the upper arm, and no, he does not go for the cover. Picks him up by the hair. Jesse Barr with a backbreaker, drops Aaron Holt across the knee, picks him up with the hair again. Suplex. And again, Barr does not go for the cover. Backs Holt into the ropes, fires him across the ring. Count of 1, 2, and 3.
All right, going to be back to Channel 9's championship wrestling action in the ring in just one moment. Before we get into Tupelo next Friday night, I do want to tell you about the next action coming up in Boonville. And goodness gracious, what kind of action it was the last time in Boonville at the Northeast Junior College. February 21st, right down the road a little bit. That's on a Monday. Give you a chance to get your tickets at the Chicken Hut early. That's going to be on February 21st, Boonville, Mississippi, a Monday night. Now, Tupelo, Mississippi, next Friday night. Big action. There's plenty of action card, 4 of them, but I want to talk primarily about the big main event that's going to have Carl Fergie, the Apocalypse, and Jesse Barr going against, listen to this team, Terry Taylor, the Southern Heavyweight Champ, Dutch Mantell, and King Cobra. Now, I got to tell you right off the reel that when you look at it down on paper, and that's all I'm talking about right now, and I'm sure that Mr. Cornette will have other views of it, it looks like Taylor, Mantell, and Cobra got much the best of it.
If Carl Fergie works out as well as I think that he might work out in this match, I might just go ahead and sign him up to the Dynasty because we're always on the lookout for new talent, Lance. But if you will notice, where is Terry Taylor? In a 6-man tag match, the Southern Heavyweight Champion, the singles champion, is in a 6-man tag match. And every time that we meet Terry Taylor, he's in some kind of tag match, whether it be 4 men, 6 men, 8 men, or 10 men. The more that he can hide behind, the better he likes it, just so he won't have to put the championship belt up against a man such as Jesse Barr, Apocalypse, Adrian Street, or anyone else in the Dynasty, because Terry Taylor is, I don't know whether you people know the word, but it's coward is what Terry Taylor is. So now he's hiding behind Dutch Mantell and King Cobra, who themselves have gotten my dander up just a little bit in the past few weeks with the things that they've been doing. Dutch Mantell, we have done some things to you in Tupelo, Mississippi, that if I were you, I would never show my face in that town again. As a matter of fact, I don't really like to show my face in the town, period. But Mantell especially should be on the lookout for any of the members of the Dynasty. King Cobra just wants to tag along, evidently, because he can't be in a main event or something unless he's got some people such as Mantell and Taylor to hide behind. So the one thing that I'm worried about, Lance, is we're not going to be able to wrestle them because they're all going to be switching around trying to hide behind each other. It's going to look like a long line because they're all the time going to be switching around trying to hide behind each other's backs.
Terry Taylor has been defending his Southern Heavyweight title at least once every 30 days. He doesn't have to
once
defend
every
it every
30
time.
days. Let's see, he defended against a grandmother. He defended against a paraplegic. He's defended against a few good men, but Jesse Barr, Apocalypse, the two masters of hand-to-hand combat in their respective fields, and Carl Fergie, who has been put on waivers, so to speak, with the Dynasty, he'll be proving himself as well. We're going to take care of Taylor and Cobra and Mantell with no problem at all.
That's the big main event coming up next Friday night, my friend. I think you'll want to be there for nothing else. And to see that 6-man tag match, it'll be a dandy. Get your plans right now put together, and you be there early. But we got such a kick out of seeing a one-time only thing of Jimmy Hart in the ring with Jimmy Cornette that we are going to go back, and I want you to pay particular attention. Maybe Jimmy Hart has found his match in terms of speed. You take a look when Jimmy Cornette finally decides to split out of there, and brother, he gets out of the way in a hurry. Jimmy Hart, probably the only time he'll ever be a favorite in a wrestling match. Let's go back and look at just a couple of minutes of that Hart-Cornette confrontation. 20 feet away on his back where there's no way he can tag him. Sugar got that left shoulder up. And there's a tag on Jimmy Cornette. Take a look at him. Cornette. Whoa, look at here. Sugar grabs him by the hair. Tags Jimmy Hart. And now Hart and Jimmy Cornette. Cornette rushes to the corner. And now Hart is caught with Barr. Tags Sweet Brown Sugar. Well, it was short, but sweet. Jimmy Cornette almost in tears in the corner over there as he's saying, Jesse, get him, fix him. Oh, boy. 7 minutes into the action, and for one brief 4 or 5 seconds, Hart got his shots at Cornette. Cornette really scrambled to get out of there. Now he's hiding behind the ring post as Brown Sugar turned around and looked at him. Oh, boy. Brown Sugar kicks up after a side suplex on Jesse Barr in the air. Backbreaker dropped him down over that knee. and bar down one more time. Brown Sugar up on the turnbuckle and fly with a big elbow. Could be it. One. Jimmy Cornette jumped in and hard right over the top. Now Sweet Brown has a hold of Cornette. Cornette wiggling, squirming, and comes out of the ring. He's heading to the dressing room. There goes Hart. And in the ring, Jesse Barr with a pin on Brown Sugar. We're off and running. Most unusual handicap match. 2 against 3. Nothing unusual in that in a handicap match. But on one side of the ring, Jerry Calhoun, referee, and the superstar, Bill Dundee. The opponents in the ring right now, the exotic Adrian Street. On his side of the ring is manager Jimmy Cornette, and the third member of that crew, Adrian Street's valet, companion, whatever, Miss Linda. Dundee and Street starting out, referee Paul Morton. Dundee with a standing side headlock. And there she goes, dumped over by Dundee as she came running in at Adrian's call. Dundee bent Street over, straightened up, and backdropped Linda. Exotic Adrian Street being really harassed by the superstar. Oh, and he comes back over for Miss Linda to straighten out his golden locks. Jimmy Cornette standing by, helping a little himself. Maybe Jimmy's got a new career ahead of him here. I've heard several people say he better find one real quick. Dundee goes for what appears to be a chokehold, and no, he had a hold of what? Street's beard, that's what it was, his mutton chops. Couldn't really see it. And Dundee messed up the hair. Remember, Dundee has only, and I say this with all respect to his refereeing ability, he is not a wrestler. The only help that Dundee has is Jerry Calhoun. But then again, the only help Adrian Street has is Jimmy Cornette and Miss Linda. Street pulls Dundee over. Linda holds his hair, and Street puts a knee to the midsection. Reverse neck breaker. There's that uppercut forearm. Street is very good at that. Again, he puts Dundee down. Ooh. Dundee coming back with pure knuckle. And Jimmy Cornette, accidentally, as far as he is concerned, has been tagged. And he's telling the referee, no, it was a mistake. I didn't want to come in. Dundee says, watch this. And Cornette has got knee pads everywhere, on his ankles, on his knees, on his elbows, on his upper arm. And Dundee, jerking him around, tags Jerry Calhoun. wrestler either. Boy, and he is going after Cornette. Here comes Miss Linda. She grabs Calhoun and now heads to the ropes and jumps out while Dundee pursued her. Cornette all over Calhoun. Boy, this is a schoolyard fight you were looking at. Calhoun and Cornette. Certainly no professionalism, but there's plenty of licks being passed in there as Miss Linda scampers out. Once again, Miss Linda comes in, grabs the hair of Calhoun from behind, and then steps out of there. Big elbow from Cornette. Turns, look at Calhoun. He just drove into him and knocked him down. Miss Linda in there beating on Calhoun from behind, and Street really wraps him. Now the three of them are at it, but the referee gets Adrian Street out of there, and Miss Linda left. Dundee is after her. 6 minutes into this handicap match, and Calhoun on top of Cornette, but no count as Street stomped him good. And Miss Linda adds her footwork to it. Dundee and Street going at it. And Dundee slams her. Oh! He got her away from Calhoun, but here comes Adrian Street. He has Calhoun trapped in the ring, and now Jerry taking a beating from Adrian Street. Calhoun about out of it. Falls in the corner and tags Dundee. Calhoun barely escaped with his senses still in the ring, laying on a ring turnbuckle. Cornette holding, and look at Calhoun. He attacked Street. He didn't look like a pro, but he sure got it done to help out his partner. A slam on Jim Cornette. Miss Linda, and now Dundee has Cornette and Linda down while Street is pounding on Calhoun. He's spanking Miss Linda. The winners, Dundee and Jerry Calhoun in 7 minutes, 8 seconds. remember Bobby Eaton. This is really a handicap for Bobby because both of the Jimmies are in there. Referee Jerry Calhoun peeling off one of them. Jimmy Hart comes after Eaton. Jimmy, yep, he's got a string, and the referee's going after that. Now, Cornette's got something. I might also mention alongside in the corner, one of the big assassins sitting out there. Jimmy Cornette dropping down on Bobby Eaton, who never really got started. Again, an elbow from Cornette, and Hart follows up. They were swarming on him like bees when this thing started, with both of them all over him, just like right now. Eaton back down. Hart and Cornette, in addition to the normal incentive, have agreed that if they lose, they're going to throw out $1,000 to the crowd, and Eaton trying to fight his way out of the corner. And here comes Bobby. He's having himself a time with the Jimmies. He just hit Cornette, and Cornette, I think, stuck a finger in referee Jerry Calhoun's eyes. The assassin is up on the ring, apron into the ring. Headbutt, Jimmy Hart put over the top of him. Cornette getting the referee up. Oh, no. Yep, 1, 2, 3. And in typical First Family style, Hart and Cornette will get the win. 2 minutes, 24 seconds. But, of course, it all was a result of the assassin being out there, jumping up in the ring. The referee still having a hard time seeing. Jimmy Cornette stuck his finger right in the referee's eye. He jabbed him as he was hit by Eaton. I won't say it was on purpose, but I think everybody else has their suspicions about the family. Bobby Eaton telling, and he goes after the assassin. Ooh, Jimmy's got the money.
Sat back here and listened to about as much of your commentary as I can take. Ever since you've been on the air, I decided to quit breathing it. I am sick and tired of you mouthing off. You know, I've told you a couple of things about Steve-O in the past. Steve-O, when he was in college, he won a gold medal in wrestling. He had it bronze. Did you know that? Did you know that, Lance? You know how you break up a party? You know how you break up a party at Steve-O's house? You flush the punch bowl. That's how you do it. Steve-O, you know, he was arrested last week for trying to blow up a car, but he burned his lips on the exhaust pipe.
Jimmy Cornette and all of his brilliant wisdom.
Come on now.
There.
Don't you have a sense of humor or what,
Hey, wait a minute.
I don't want to hit anybody that's got glasses on. Where'd you get that hat? Well, I got glasses on, so don't hit me. What's the matter? Don't you have a sense of humor or what?
Cornette, sense of humor? You talk about me having a sense of humor? Let me ask you just one thing. You manage 4 men, right? 3 of them wear masks. Duke Myers is the only one that doesn't. He probably should. What does it make these guys look like underneath? You say they're from the Twilight Zone. I think you're from the Twilight Zone, buddy. You're the one that's flipped out. You know, Lance, he wants to come out here and tell Polish jokes. I mean, I'm Polish. I'm Swedish. Joke. All right. Well, I mean, I'm not embarrassed about being Polish or anything. I mean, lots of people, are not embarrassed about being Polish. I don't know why you want to bring it out and try to make fun of everything. Well, yes, I do know why. Because you want to cut everybody down because maybe you got a little bit more money than anybody else. Maybe your mother didn't bring... You know, talking about your mother, I don't want to dwell on your mother very long. Now, what I want to tell you is I don't want to come out here and put myself in the same category and tell jokes, tell Cornette jokes, tell whatever Twilight Zone, Galaxian jokes, whatever it might be. But what I do know is I found out something, a little-known fact about Jimmy Cornette a long time ago that not many people know about.
What's that, Steve?
Well, a long time ago when his mother was in the regatta, they did have a boat in the regatta, and you can see he's got his regatta hat on there. Do you know why he had to wear that hat?
No. Don't leave us now. I have no idea.
You see,
Okay, go ahead.
Jimmy was the one that had to start the race. You know, when they had to get the race going, his mother gave him the flag. But the only problem was he had to go out there way in the water. So his mother says, now, Jimmy, we don't want you to get drowned, get wet, get your hat wet, and this and that. So he used to bring him something so he could ride on it and sit on it. And then, you see, here's Cornette. He's waving the flag like this, and then they start the regatta. But there's only one thing wrong about this. The swan's not quite ready there. I think we'll put a few little glasses on it there.
Oh, I see.
That's what we ought to do like that. And then you see, doesn't that kind of look like Jimmy Cornette there? You know, you can start the boat race now, Mom. Start the boat race, Mom. Come on, Mom.
You got
Hey, come on. Okay. All right.
Get it!
He's not going to do anything. You know that. Let's not get out here.
What kind of man are you?
Trevor, come on now. Let's take it down.
Jimmy, get that down!
Why don't you guys just take it and get it on out of here now? You guys starting with a chair in there. Steve, let them lie. They're not going to get any better with that. He's still going to be telling these dumb jokes and all of that kind of thing. Okay, Jimmy.
All right, let me tell you something. I'm sick and tired of these people making fun of me. Now, I came out here and shut up. I came out here and had some innocent fun. But if you want to see Cornette get mad, if you want to see the dynasty get mad and get serious, then you're fixed to see it. Oh, Sadowski, I'll get you back for this.
I met this a person this morning that these people be greatly interested in, okay? All right? This man is incredible, all right? And he made me such an offer. Okay, I just can't. I want to take and bring him out of here. Hey, come out of here, man. I want these people to meet you.
You're bringing out...
Come on, here, brother. Hey, this is downtown Bruno, Lancelot. I want you to meet this man. He's intelligent, good looking.
I've heard about downtown Bruno.
Baby, I am downtown Bruno. Hey, I want to tell you something. This man is so bad. This man is fine. They were going to use him. They were going to use this man for the U.S. Steel Building I-beams downtown Pittsburgh, baby. But I said, you'll make more money as a wrestler because this is my friend, see? And this is my first time here in Memphis, brother, for the CWA. And I tell you what, everybody in the South is going to see who the man is, me, and the man behind the man. And there's other men, brother. There's other men besides this man. He's going to get Jerry to Queen Laurel, and he's going to hurt him. He's going to be dissing on him something fierce, brother. And you want to see somebody even bigger than this man? Do you believe that there's somebody?
Well, yeah, I know that there are people bigger than, but nobody that I think that you know.
Show him, brother.
He's from downtown Pittsburgh, downtown Bruno.
Downtown Pittsburgh, downtown Bruno. You want to know somebody else from 422 Boulevard, baby? Downtown Pittsburgh, chilling a little bit. You want to see somebody big as this man? Listen.
Okay, fine. Bring him out.
Hey, Goliath, come on out, baby. Come on out,
Now,
baby.
who is this that you are bringing out?
This is the mighty Goliath, baby. 414 pounds, 7 foot tall, walking, talking, roping, stomping, downtown graveyard destruction, baby. This man, I found this man headbutting a garbage dumpster on 422 Boulevard, downtown Pittsburgh, baby. And he made a bigger dent in the dumpster than the dumpster made in his head, baby. I said, I can make some money if I make this man into a professional, top-rated, talented professional wrestler. And now he's got the World Super Heavyweight Championship, brother, and we are the champions. Look, 1, 2, 3, I got so many belts here, everybody in this audience can hold up their pants for a year, brother. We got belts, we got titles, and we won this from Abdullah the Butcher in San Juan, Puerto Rico, baby, and nobody can beat us, and there's nobody as big as this man, and nobody as big as this man. This is my dream team, baby, my brotherhood. See, I'm expanding my brotherhood. I had a brotherhood on the streets of downtown Pittsburgh, see? Brotherhood. We had an escort service, see, for ladies. It came out in the evening. And I'm expanding the Brotherhood from downtown Pittsburgh all through the South. Professional wrestling right here.
So that's where it all came from, was from the Brotherhood in Pittsburgh.
The Brotherhood in Pittsburgh, baby, the downtown connection.
You got a couple of bookends there. There's no question about that.
Hey, what kind of nerve is it that these guys can come out during my time? My time.
Hey, you are introduced. People know who downtown Bruno is. They've had a look at the World Super Heavyweight Champion. They, of course, know Big Bubba, and if he's a friend of yours, I guess that tells us all about
Oh, yeah, that means we all bad, baby.
Yeah.
Rock it.
That's right. Okay, well, you have got a tag match coming up here
No problem.
in which Goliath and Big Bubba will be partners. Let's
The
get
Mighty
them
Goliath, 1,000 pounds of twisted steel and a little bit of sex appeal. Oh, yeah, baby, get it right.
Okay, you saw him right there. There's no question. That is a big set of bookends right there with Big Bubba and Goliath. Dave, I do not for 1 second envy their opponents in there today.
No, nor do any of us, I don't think. Robert and Randy Bryant from Bartlett, Tennessee. They weigh in at a total of 474 pounds over on one side of the ring, and they are watching their opponents step through the ropes right now with downtown Bruno, their manager. First, Big Bubba. Big Bubba weighs in at 407. He's 6'7" out of Miami, Florida. And at 7 feet, 414 pounds out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, downtown Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
That is Goliath passing out now what is the World Super Heavyweight Championship belt. That's the biggest belt I ever saw, too.
Boy, I got to tell you, you have to be that big in order to wear that belt. That belt is unbelievable. Although, here is downtown Bruno bringing them all over.
Expert commentary, man. You want some expert commentary? You're going to listen to this guy just over here.
Hey.
You want some expert commentary?
Well, I think we can handle the commentary, but I'm sure that that's not going to dissuade you for a minute.
I would like to get some expert commentary, Dave.
Okay.
I think I would like to get some expert commentary.
We'll see what he has to say.
That's right, brother. We'll see what I have to say.
Afraid there's not a whole lot we can do about it. Ready for the bell.
That's right. Ring that bell, baby. Look at the mighty Goliath, the man of steel. Look at him. Look at him. What do you think, Lancer? Huh? Tell me, brother.
Well, there's no question about it. It's the two biggest guys that I've ever seen together anywhere around.
Oh, yeah, baby. Okay, yeah, that's right. That's right. Take it, brother. It don't hurt. Take it. That's it. This is a joke. This is ridiculous. This is like, hey, this is like me taking on a 10-year-old. That's what this is. Look at this guy with the stars on his sight. Only stars in this guy's life is the stars he's seeing because he just took a heck of a beating, brother. A heck of a beating.
Thank you for watching your language. The Bryan brothers, Randy and Robert, who are battling against two of the biggest guys you've ever seen. I thought that Bubba had to be one of the biggest mountains that I'd seen walking around at 407. Goliath is even bigger than Big Bubba.
It's hard to even find a skill to weigh these guys, brother. It's hard. You just can't go over 1,000 pounds when you estimate, and you'll be okay. Now you got Bubba taking over on the gig, brother. Bubba taking over on him. He's doing a good job. Doing a good job. This referee just ought to butt out of the match because this is really none of his business what's going on. We don't go for authority downtown Pittsburgh, baby. And as far as I'm concerned, this ring is just like downtown Pittsburgh, Fort Duquesne Boulevard, baby. We rock and roll.
Whoa, look at that drop kick from Big Bubba. It stuns me that a guy that big can lay a drop kick out there.
You ain't seen nothing yet, man.
Referee is Jerry Vickers, and Jerry is in the middle of all of this big action in there with Bubba and Goliath. Boy, I tell you, you won't run into a tag team anywhere in the world that's any bigger than this team.
Well, let me tell you something, Lancer. Everybody says, yeah, but David beat Goliath in the Bible. Yeah, but David needed a foreign object.
I hear you. Oh, and look at Goliath go up with a drop kick.
I love. Hey, good job, brother. Good
Can
job.
you believe that both Bubba and Goliath, with impressive drop kicks, guys that run over 400 pounds, in the air.
That's my downtown connection, baby. That's the brotherhood. That's the brotherhood. That's right. Oh, yeah. Beat him, baby. Beat him. Beat him.
He dropped that big Bubba leg on him. Down he goes for a count of 1, count of 2.
That's right. Play with him for a while.
Picks him up at the count of 2. And now
play with him, Lancer.
Here's a tag on Goliath. One side of the ring to the other. And here he goes. Oh. Right down on top of him, and that's going to be it.
I'll be back.
Well, they are a couple of big guys, and they come out with a victory in there. But, you know, I really don't think they're the biggest two guys that I've ever seen. Has Goliath ever seen anybody wrestling for that title any bigger than he is?
Never, brother.
Well,
never. There's nobody
stick
bigger
around. I got a gentleman I'd like for him to meet named Giant Hillbilly. I think you might be in it.
Giant Hillbilly.
You had winners right there, and I don't think there was too much doubt, as the Bryant brothers really had not too much of a chance against a couple of mountains and buildings like that. We're going to take time out, and we're going to be back. We appreciate you being here downtown, Bruno. We'll see you a little later on in the week, and right now we'll take time out and be back.
Now, in addition to that, there's going to be some other matches. One will be a super heavyweight championship match. That's for wrestlers over 300 pounds, and it will feature Goliath going against Hillbilly Elmer. And, of course, Goliath will have downtown Bruno. Then Jerry the King Lawler will be going against Big Bubba.
Well, I'll tell you something. All my life on the streets of downtown Pittsburgh, brother, I grew up with absolutely nothing. Now I got a champion here, and there ain't no way that big, fat, slob pig farmer's going to take that belt. Now we got this man here. This is the baddest dude in professional wrestling, baby. We're talking about honorary citizen of downtown Pittsburgh. And there is no way that Jerry Lawler's going to defeat this man. No way Jerry Lawler's going to get me in the ring. And no way Jerry Lawler's going to leave that building with the title.
If he wins, he gets 5 minutes with you alone with Jerry Lawler.
Wait a minute, Lance. Let me tell you something downtown, Bruno. You're going to be just as safe as in your mother's arms because I'm going to beat Jerry Lawler right there.
Wednesday night at Evansville.
Hey, we're going to be back in the ring with action coming up here in just a moment. But coming out now, without a question of a doubt, two of the biggest wrestlers we have ever seen with one of the littlest managers that we've ever seen, Big Bubba, the international heavyweight champion, to say the least. And he's got a bout coming up with the Southern heavyweight title. It's going to be on the line.
I got another belt to add to my trophy collection. Can you believe that? Hey, but can you believe the audacity of this Jerry Lawler, okay? Can you believe how cocky he is to make a stipulation in the Southern heavyweight belt match? Can you believe that?
Well, it's just simply the fact that he's got a, in the short acquaintance they've had, it's not been pleasant. He's got a little score to settle, and he's figuring on getting through you. Then he gets 5 minutes with
First of all, let me make things straight. Bruno, you got nothing to worry about, buddy, because I can beat Jerry Lawler 7 days a week, twice on Sunday, anytime, any place. Okay? First of all, I'm going to take Jerry Lawler, take him to the ring, and pin his shoulders 1, 2, 3 in the center of the ring in front of all of his collard-eating, neck-bone-sucking hillbilly friends. Can you believe that? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to embarrass him and show him that the king is actually a queen, because this is where it's at, brother. I'm going to be walking away with the belt. And before you can say anything, we know about the stipulation in the rule book up here that says that you can only have one belt.
That's right.
But let me tell you something. Me and Big Downtown Bruno, we've been talking. First of all, Jerry Lawler probably paid somebody to put that rule in the book because he's afraid to lose his belt. But me and Big Downtown Bruno, we talked to the best lawyer in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and we're going to take care of it and remedy that matter.
I'll tell you something, brother. First of all, let me make one point clear, baby. It doesn't really matter if there's stipulations, contracts, whatever. You know, because there's no way that the Queen's going to beat this man. You know what I'm saying? This man is, what, 400 and some pounds of walking, talking, roping, stomping downtown destruction. I want to make one point clear. I made my friend here an honorary citizen of downtown Pittsburgh. Let's make that clear, okay? There's no way at all that Lawler's going to take this man. It's impossible. Lawler's just an alley cat, coat wearing, crown wearing, strap pulling, undercover hillbilly. Okay, now we got that out of the way. Let me say this. I am not the least bit afraid to get in the ring with Jerry Lawler anyhow. Wait. Not the least bit afraid. I'm the freak of nature or whatever. This man should lose, which absolutely he will not. And I do have to get in the ring with Jerry Lawler, which I won't, as I said. I tell you something. I got a letter the other day from one of the women I used to represent downtown Pittsburgh, you understand? See, and since I quit representing her as her agent, let's say, she said she went with a guy named Velvet, see? And she wrote me a letter that this guy named Velvet would beat her. So she went, and her new agent was a guy named Leroy Jones, see? But she was upset because Leroy Jones would beat her. I said, well, what do you want me to do? I'm not coming back downtown. I'm having a good time here in the South, see? She says, well, she wants Jerry Lawler to be her new agent because he don't beat anybody, okay? Now that we made that point clear.
Very funny.
Now that, wait. Now we got a big fat guy named Hillbilly Elmer. Hillbilly, you know, he got a belly like Cocoa Head Mountain. Yes, I was in Honolulu, baby. This man here, the mighty 414-pound Goliath, baby, from downtown Pittsburgh, Fort Duquesne Boulevard, not 42 like the rednecks say. Fort Duquesne Boulevard. This man here is going to get in the ring with that hillbilly Elmer, and he's going to show him some whooping, man. Sure, this man is 460 pounds, but he's 460 pounds of fat. I'd like to know what we're going to name it. You know what I'm saying? I would really like to know what we're going to name it. That's my point, and that's pretty much all I have to say because, hey, these men speak for themselves. My Twisted Steel and Sex Appeal speaks for itself, and this man's going to be the new Southern Heavyweight Champion, baby. Oh, yeah.
One thing you failed to mention is this will be the first time Goliath has ever faced anybody who is bigger than he is.
Fatter than he is. What does bigger mean? This man has the belt. This hillbilly Elmer don't have the belt. And, hey, wait a minute, wait. They could use guys like this in South Africa, brother. We're going to go in there and turn them inside out and make a white man out of it.
It's time for the tag handicap match. Big Bubba and Goliath going against 4 guys right here. Let's go to the ring and the action, David.
All right, it is going to be 4 against 2, a handicap tag team match. Referee Jerry Vickers in the ring right now. And the way it is, the team of Jerry Garman, Benny Traylor, Jim Jameson, and David Johnson, they can have any 2 men in the ring at one time. Any 2 of the 4 can be in there at one time. Across the way, downtown Bruno from Fort Duquesne Avenue in downtown Pittsburgh has from downtown Pittsburgh, Goliath. And out of Miami, Florida, Big Bubba. Any one of them can be in there at any one time. Boy, he's got about 400 pounds of championship belts he's having to cart out of the ring right now. Super heavyweight title held by Goliath, and a couple of them by Bruno.
Heavy metal.
I know it's heavy.
baby.
A couple of them held by Big Bubba.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Bell time, and here we go. Jerry Vickers center signals for it. And Garmin and Traylor starting in against Bubba. Good night. That's unbelievable, huh?
I am amazed every time I see this man in the ring. He is so huge, so powerful. Just easily picking up both Garmin and Traylor and just slamming them right square in the middle of the ring.
Boy, it's just hard to believe. Now, let me tell you, these guys are no peanuts. They are compared to him, but, man, he whips in there, crotches them, flips them up in the air just like they were nothing. Look at that. This is Big Bubba. Into the ropes. Benny from behind. Jerry caught over there in the turnbuckles. Bubba just flips him off. Downtown doesn't seem to be too worried about the action that's taking place in there, and with good reason up to this point. Coming off the turnbuckles.
Boy, that
Bubba
didn't
just
work,
catching,
Jerry,
he was going to try to press him.
Yeah, it did not work at all. Didn't get anywhere with that.
Crashes those heads together, and they need a tag over there. Both of them need to get out and let David Johnson and Jim Jameson make it through.
Wow.
Can you believe a guy at 407 pounds can get up in the air and drop kick 2 men like that? Well, here comes David. Here comes Jim Jameson in. And their task is no easier because they have a jowl-slapping big guy themselves in Goliath. Jameson almost driven through that mat. Good night. Look at this. Up in the air with a chokehold. Jameson swings the right and it has no effect whatsoever. Jim hits the floor. And Bruno down here. All right, you better get back away, buddy, because you're not that big. You may have a couple of big friends. Somebody can get up and slap you sidewind. And Goliath down on top. 1, 2.
Picked him up at the 2 count.
Yeah.
Here's Big Bubba coming back. Goliath tagged him while he was over near the corner. Ooh, he dropped David on his head.
Boy, he almost punched his head right through the bottom of that ring. Count of 2, 3. Thank goodness he took the count right there. He didn't try to pick him up. Over the top rope comes athletic downtown Bruno. Well, I guess if you're that little, you got to have a couple of friends that big. As irritating as Bruno is, he hops out of the ring and heads back with these 2 huge bookends.
Tell you somebody else that has something on their mind is Downtown Bruno, because he will be involved. Don't forget the main event is going to be a Southern tag with a loser of the fall to leave town. Sheepherders against Jarrett and Travis. We'll have more on that a little later. Downtown Bruno has got Big Bubba in
Well, you
there.
know what I got on my mind? I got Jerry the Queen Lawler on my mind. There's a man that's so low he has to look up to see down. He can play handball off a curb. This man thinks he's fun running around Evansville burning Downtown Bruno. Well, let me tell you something, Jerry Lawler. Maybe it's going to be you next time burning. I'm a little sick and tired of him. He thinks he's a legend. He thinks he's a hero. He thinks he's an idol. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm the idol smasher, the iconoclast, and this is my hammer, baby.
Hey, I want to ask you about that mask.
Don't worry about the mask, Lance Russell. The only thing is there's not going to be any convenient disqualification this time. The fact is it's 2 out of 3 falls. And Lawler, there's no hope for you, brother, because I'm going to take care of you right there.
Don't forget, it is 2 out of 3 falls. That means you're going to have to be in condition to be able to go I know Lawler can. I've seen him do it before. All of that Wednesday night. We've got more we'll be talking about.
That's right, Downtown Bruno. Let me tell you something, Lance Russell. I've heard time and time again, everybody said Bubba and Goliath, Downtown Bruno's Downtown Connection, don't have the guts to put up the AWA Southern Tag Team titles on television. Do you believe that? They said that the Downtown Connection didn't have the guts to come on TV and to defend the title against the tag team.
Well, they haven't up till this date.
Well, okay, Lance Russell, if you want to get technical about it, we haven't up to this date. And now, people think, well, if we do come on TV and defend the titles, it won't be against some top-rated tag team. Well, surprise, 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 Lance Russell. Like Gomer Powell said, right here on TV, baby, we're going to get a hold of Soul Train Jones and Brickhouse Brian.
Right.
Well, see, you know what? I have something interesting, an interesting comment to make, you know. Whenever
That'll be different.
Oh, you're real funny. You're really funny today, ain't you, Lance Russell? You're as funny as these goofballs out here calling me a weasel, which they better stop, by the way. I'm not even going to acknowledge them. You know, whenever a mother and father have a baby, you know, don't they usually spend 6 or 7 months, you know, when it's time for the baby, when a mother's expecting, thinking of going through books, watching TV, anything, just to get a good name for the baby. They think of, you know, Lance or Bruno. Whatever. Hey, you don't have a bad name. I'll give you credit for that. Your nose is a little bit big, but anyhow, what kind of mother and father? Mrs. Jones said, let's call our baby Soul Train, right? And then Mr. and Mrs. Bryan said, let's call our baby Brickhouse. But come on, Soul Train and Brickhouse. What kind of names are that for babies?
Wait a minute.
Seriously.
I guess maybe Bubba's parents decided to name him Big. Hey, come on. Wait a minute now.
See what happens when you get smart.
Okay.
His name is...
Hey, what are you trying to talk about me now, huh?
Hey, his real name for the day he was born is Big Bubba. His name is the Mighty Goliath. And my name is Downtown Bruno, Lance Russell.
Good
See,
name.
I'll tell you something.
Never change them, right?
That's exactly right. See, the only name that they ever changed their name to, see, is AWA Southern Tag Team Champions. You know what I'm saying? And I want to say something to all the tag teams out there, including Soul Train and Brickhouse, and anybody else that manages to get together and try to come after the AWA Southern Tag Team titles. Let me tell you something. The river was deep, baby, but we made it through, and now we are the champions, baby. And it's time to clean up.
You got the titles for the moment. We'll find out whether you'll be able to keep them or not. You got quite a challenge in there, and we're getting ready for it, Dave.
Here come the challengers, Soul Train Jones and Brickhouse Brown. The AWA Southern Tag Team Championship belts are going to be on the line here. The challengers climbing up on the ring apron right now. A total weight of 468 pounds on their side of the ring. From Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Soul Train Jones. And from Miami, Florida, Brickhouse Brown. Going against them at a total weight of 821 pounds. With their manager, Downtown Bruno. The current holders of the AWA Southern Tag Team Championship belts, the Downtown Connection, Big Bubba, and the Mighty Goliath. It is a title match. Referee confirms it. And we are set to go. One fall, 30-minute time limit.
Bell time sends us off and running on a title extravaganza here with the muscular team of Soul Train Jones and Brickhouse Brown getting it together against the AWA Southern Tag Champs, Big Bubba and the Mighty Goliath. Soul Train starting out against Goliath. They're a little sensitive about their own names in there. Boy, when that Bubba grabs you and says, don't, you don't.
You don't, that's right.
That's right.
Soul. Oh, here he comes.
What do all these people out here expect? That actually these two goofballs are going to beat my champions? These people don't know nothing. I've never seen so many rednecks in my life. So many ugly rednecks, I should say, especially the women.
Well, I don't have to identify the source of that comment. Look at Soul Train slamming into the Mighty Goliath and got him off his feet with a drop kick.
Soul Train, good quick move. You mentioned earlier they were going to have to rely on their speed and agility to beat this team. He got him off his feet and tried immediately to go for a cover. Didn't quite make it, but when you get Goliath off his feet, you need to try to pin those shoulders. They're doubling up on him. They got him on the mat again.
Double clothesline. They put the big guy down on the mat. Interesting to note that as he drop-kicked and got Goliath down, Goliath responded as quickly as you will see him respond. It's early on in the match, and he was still fresh. Boy, he rolled out of that before Soul Train could get up to even come close to it. Big Bubba and Brickhouse.
Tell these people to shut up right now. No, I mean it. I'm going to come out of the audience and start hurting people.
Down, boy. Downtown Bruno paying more attention to the crowd than he is his two champions in the ring. And Brickhouse with a forearm reaching up to the head of Big Bubba. And the crowd getting with it, starting the Weasel chant. Big Bubba, very agile himself for a guy that big, over 400 pounds, and he does move well. He moved Brickhouse across the way, but a nice leapfrog. Oh! Boy, oh boy, oh boy. And he zeroed in right at that head, too, Dave. He popped him with a good drop kick.
He got him with a good one, no doubt about it. Big Bubba regrouping back in the corner there, along with the Mighty Goliath. There he is. Boy, these guys are huge. They both go over 400 pounds. About 407 for Big Bubba. Either 414 or 419 for the Mighty Goliath. Big body slam by Goliath. Drops down on Brickhouse Brown.
There's a case of speed, too, because Brickhouse, before Goliath, while he was in the process of getting ready to hook Brickhouse grabbed that arm, wheeled it around. Now he's trying to kick a leg out from under. Puts him down on the mat, and that's the place you want this guy. But he's coming right back up to his feet, and there's a tag on Soul Train. The Train up on the rope, drills him with the right hand.
We're coming up on 4 minutes of this championship match. 30 minutes again, the time limit on it. Oh, Soul Train really being hammered by Mighty Goliath. I think he raked his fingers across his eyes. What happened there? That's a big broad arm. The referee saying, hey, it's legal. Ah, that's not legal. Bubba grabbed him from outside. Tag made, and Big Bubba, big forearm across the chest. Soul Train Jones in a dangerous place, and that's over in the corner of the Mighty Goliath and Big Bubba.
AWA Southern Tag Championship belts on the line as Bubba and Goliath defending against Soul Train and Brickhouse, and that's Soul Train down on the deck. There's that little snap suplex that Bubba can really apply. He is so strong.
Rolling out of the way, Soul Train Jones. Big Bubba was going to land on him. He gets the tag on Brickhouse Brown. Hey, Bruno up on the ring apron.
Jerry Calhoun trying to get Bruno to get down off of it, and meanwhile all 4 of them are in the ring as Calhoun continues his battle with downtown Bruno. Brickhouse with Goliath. Soul Train tied up with Big Bubba, and now he's over back with the referee, and the referee going after him. And Brickhouse Brown makes the cover. He's got Goliath down, but Bubba drops a big leg down. Downtown finally thrown off the ring, and Goliath rolls over on top of Brickhouse. And that's going to be a 1-2-3 in there. A little combination of action between Bubba and Goliath as they ended up getting a pin on Brickhouse, Dave, but Brickhouse had Goliath.
He had Goliath. Goliath was going to splash Brickhouse. Brickhouse rolled out of the way. Goliath hit nothing but the mat, and then Brickhouse had a cover until Bubba dropped down on him. The reversal, and they walk out with the belts. Big Bubba and the mighty Goliath with Downtown Bruno. 5 minutes, 32 seconds to time.
Is this the Downtown Bruno I have come to know and love?
Like Jerry the Queen Lawler. And I certainly didn't want to look like him, but I should have saved it when I shaved it off and put it in an envelope and mailed it to the man, because maybe he could have pasted it up here where he lacks a mustache, see?
Well, maybe Bubba could have pasted it on top of his head where he lacks a mustache.
52,000.7 comedians out of work, and you're trying to be one. And these goofballs call me a weasel. I don't like it. I am Downtown Bruno, 42 Kane Boulevard, baby. But enough of these hillbilly redneck gigs, because I don't care. I don't care. The big news, baby. The big news. The show I heard all around the world. I want to tell you something. For a long, long time, my good friend Boy Tony here was getting the shaft from a lot of people, you understand. You got a bunch of goofballs like Eddie Marlin and his buddies that are always putting the shaft to my man here. Anyway, and I'm going to try to ignore these hillbilly rednecks. They're probably friends of yours. Anyway, this man here is one of the greatest professional athletes, professional wrestlers in the entire world. And his persuasion has nothing to do with my feelings, you understand? Because maybe we ain't persuaded the same way, maybe we are. That's none of nobody's business, right? Right? But the point is, this man is an athlete, this man is a wrestler. And we finally got together, sat down. We flew back to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, baby. Port Duquesne Boulevard, that's right, Dusty. And this man and myself sat down, signed the contract, and all of a sudden now, I am, and this is the big news, everybody listen up, Downtown Bruno and Boy Tony are a new team, baby, the dynamic duo, the team that can't be beat, baby, the rocksteady crew from downtown Pittsburgh, baby. And right now I'm making him an honorary citizen of downtown Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania from now on, Mr. Boy Tony, 42 Kane Boulevard.
That's
and myself are a
happy,
team.
buddy.
We are together. We are a team and we are a duo. And now, baby, and now, all them geeks out there, including Tommy Rich, Jerry Bryant, Tracy Smothers, Lawler, and everybody else, don't stand a chance with Mr. Tony with Downtown Bruno at his side. I'll tell you, Mr. Tony, Boy Tony, all the time, week after week, day after day, month after month, time after time, getting these geeks in the ring. Geeks like Mr. David Razor, Mr. Name some others, David Johnson, you know. The thing goes on and on. Guys like that, see? And this man would go in the ring and destroy him. Eins, zwei, drei. That's German for 1, 2, 3, baby. And hey, oh yeah, baby. And we got tired of it. You know, I get tired of seeing. This man is a fantastic athlete, a great wrestler, and a heck of a man. And he wants to come out here and he wants to look good. He wants to beat somebody. Because who's going to think Boy Tony's somebody if he beats nobody? It's like him beating you understand? So, I would like to say that I sat down and I have a contract. Boy Tony will be getting into the square circle today with none other than Tracy Smothers. And it's going to be 1, 2, 3. Or should I say 1,
I'm not sure you did him any favor by getting...
Oh, I did him a favor. It's going to be the easiest match we ever had. Let's go.
Okay. Well, let's go to the ring. We got to get on with it after we listen to the winding noise of Downtown Bruno. And there's a whole different story. Oh, Tracy Smothers leaps over the rope into the ring. Downtown Bruno in here with Boy Tony. Boy Tony and Downtown Bruno are now a team, they say. Boy Tony, an honorary... Aren't they a picture of loveliness together, Dave, huh? My goodness. Oh. I don't know whether I can bring myself to...
Smothers back onto the ropes, but he takes Boy Tony back into the turnbuckle. And Bruno is livid. See him jumping up and down there. I don't know what he's saying.
Bruno's first public appearance with Boy Tony. And he is livid, as you said, David. He really, walking around. We almost lost him behind that ring post over there. He disappeared.
Tracy Smothers reverses on that left arm. There's some hair pulling by Boy Tony.
Tony looks like he may have a pound or two on him. Oh, look at that drop kick.
Great drop kick by Tracy Smothers and Boy Tony and downtown Bruno. Little consolation outside the ring. Yeah, Boy Tony has put on quite a bit of weight since he used to be Tony Falk. He's up in the 238, 240 category. Take it down to the mat. The shoulders are down.
Come on, Jerry.
Downtown Bruno had the referee occupied otherwise across the ring.
By the time he got there, he couldn't hold the 3 count that he had, what apparently he had on him. Can't always tell, though, because a lot of wrestlers will not exert until they absolutely have to. Puts him down on the mat.
Downtown Bruno was talking about the coup he had scored here in getting a match against Tracy Smothers. I wonder if Boy Tony is having second thoughts about that match about now.
After that elbow, I'm sure he is. Tony was originally scheduled to be in here against a less formidable opponent than Tracy Smothers. Look at referee Jerry Calhoun. He's finally gotten sick of all the harassment. Nice backdrop from base Tracy Smothers. And he was moving Bruno around the ring to sit him down over there. Bruno back up on the apron again. He's about to get him disqualified too. He grabbed Tracy in the... Oh, look at Dave. He's got a can of hairspray going after Tracy Smothers. Come on, Jerry. In the ring. Jerry Calhoun down here with downtown Bruno on the floor. And Smothers, who had his eyes sprayed with hairspray, I can't. Well, yeah, I can, too. We saw what happened while the referee is out here arguing and trying to get downtown Bruno back in his chair. The sequence, he grabbed him at his eyes, reached into the bag, didn't he, and pulled out hairspray.
Yeah, a whole can of hairspray, sprayed him right in the eyes with it.
And, you know, it's kind of like, hairspray is kind of like a form of mace. I don't mean to say that it's the same thing, but boy, if you...
Yeah, there he goes.
Yeah, you can see it right there. He grabs it.
Right in the face.
Right in the eyes. Grabbing him by the hair, continuing to douse Tracy with it. And then he went on, and not only that, he grabbed the tights when he got to 1, 2, 3. We could see that from this side, too. Well, I guess there's nothing else we can say, but the official winner is...
Boy Tony with downtown Bruno. 3 minutes, 39 seconds the time. That's the way it goes into the record books.
No way that should have happened. We'll take time out and be back in a moment. Tommy Lane, whip, and misses the right. Oh, nice clothesline.
Ron Paul needs to get to the corner now. He does, gets the tag, and here comes Tracy Smothers over the top rope. After both of them. First Tommy Lane, now Mike Davis. John Paul back in to help. All four of them in the ring. Tracy working on Tommy Lane. Oh, look out. Here comes Boy Tony.
Yeah, Boy Tony over there, and he just nailed Tracy Smothers with that purse. Hit him 1, 2, 3, and the rock and roll RPM. We saw you come running in there. Now, don't give me any of that stuff. Came in there and hit Tracy Smothers.
Lance Russell, you talk about me being a loser. I'm a winner. I win all my matches right now. There's your loser. That boy lost right here in the middle of the ring. I beat him last week right here. He's nothing but a loser.
Yeah, what you've done is ended up causing him to get beat in there. There's no question about that. Hey, he came running in, hit him with a purse. There's nothing funny about that.
I didn't do that.
Wait. Let me tell you something, Lance Russell. This man here is a winner. You got people like John Paul and Tracy Smothers. These are losers. These... Wait. Watch it. These are losers. That's what's up. Boy Tony didn't do nothing. Now, I got a few things I want to say about Boy Tony here. But first of all, I just want to make a few comments about what I've been seeing going on here today. I'm very happy to see my good friends and neighbors, the Rock and Roll RPMs with the Tag Team Championship. A lot of tag teams around here. There's Rough and Ready. Of course, I can never tell them apart, But now then, enough of that. Let me talk about Boy Tony here. This man is a real man. This man is a tough man. This man is one of the #1, if not the #1 professional wrestler in the business today, in the sport today. And let me talk about something. We got a back alley street brawl with Tracy Smothers, okay? I'm going to tell you something, Tracy Smothers. This man here is not only beautiful, not only talented, but the clothes that he wears, not only into the square circle and out here to talk to Lancer, but walking up and down the street and everywhere he goes, was given to him by Boy George, the lead singer from Culture Club, baby. Do you really want to hurt me? You know who I'm talking about. Well, this right here is worth $5 grand alone. This right here, this is one of his cheaper outfits, sort of for bumming around. When this guy gets all New Yorked up, baby, hey!
Ooh, there goes Boy Tony out of there, and just come right in here, Tracy. He's out here talking about all of that, trying to make a big deal out of the fact you lost a match in there. You hit him. He hit you with that purse.
That's right. Last week it was that hairspray you sprayed in my eyes. This week it was that purse. I don't know what you got in that purse, but it's not Avon. I don't care what you got. I know I got a back alley street brawl coming up, brother. And the first thing I'm going to do, I'm tearing your clothes off and I'm stripping you butt naked. Right, butt naked. And I'm going to show all these people all over that you ain't a man, brother. And I'm going further than that. I'm going further than that. When I strip you naked, I'm going to beat you senseless. And I'm going to whip your butt like your mama should have done a long time ago when you turned into a fag.
Okay, we got to go. We'll take time out. We'll be back. Well, that should give you an idea. Okay, friends, right behind me here, what we have to put up with on some of these days on Championship Wrestling. Downtown Bruno.
These people are so ignorant out here, especially the women think they're so good looking. They wish there was woman enough to have me. If they just had a little shot at Downtown Bruno, they'd be happy the rest of their life, baby. But now then, there's all kind of stuff to talk about. There's all kind of action. I want to bring up my good friend, Boy Tony, right now, because we got some things to discuss. Beautiful, that's it. Now that's somebody good looking, baby. Oh, you wish you could have me. You want charmer. Beautiful. You, baby. Okay, now then. Hey, bring that microphone over here, Lance Russell. Bring that microphone over here. This man right here is sick and tired of being sick and tired of being humiliated by that pencil neck, steroid-free geek, Tracy Smothers. Let me talk to you about it. Tracy Smothers thinks it's funny to tear off this man's clothes, humiliate him, make a fool out of him, try to make a public mockery of him in the arenas and auditoriums throughout the country. Well, he ain't going to do it no more. I'm going to tell you something. I am tired of Tracy Smothers trying to make him look bad. So, from now on, it's Tracy Smothers' turn to look bad, brother.
You got a little match coming up here.
Show the people, Boy Tony. Tracy Smothers, who thinks he's all man, who thinks he's so macho because he got hair on his chest, hair on his legs, hair on his face, hair on his other leg, everything else. He thinks he's so tough. Well, I'm going to tell you something. He ain't going to be so tough when we put these little blue panties on him and he got to parade around the ring with him. Now, see, he thinks he's so bad.
It ain't gonna run in and out with them. Oh, shut up. Right leg, left leg. You're gonna be wearing them, baby. You're gonna be wearing them, baby.
Got a little match coming up with all this ranting and raving going on.
Well, you see, Jimmy make fun of boy Tony. This is the most beautiful man in professional wrestling.
Tracy Smothers' boy Tony will be going. The loser will end up wearing the garment that boy Tony was showing off and modeling it during the intermission following that. Yeah, it could be boy Tony. He will, well, we got a big six-man match, so I don't want to take too long right here. But I know you got a match coming up with Tracy Smothers, and there's a stipulation here that says that the loser is going to serve as a valet for the winner for 1 day. Is that right? What is this? What is it?
He has to do anything I want him to do.
Whoa, you haven't won the match. The loser has to do for the other one.
We will be the winner.
Oh,
mere formality. Right, tell him, Bruno. Formality. Just look at this list, Lance. So he's going to have to wash all our dishes in the apartment. He's going to have to do all the laundry. We even going to dress him up real nice, right?
Oh,
he's going to have to come out there and be in our corner, be our valet.
That's right, Rob. He's going to have to dress like a woman if we tell him to. He's going to have to go to 420 Boulevard and clean the sidewalks if we tell him to. This will be that way sometimes.
Well, remember just what I said. You haven't won the match yet.
First of all, I saw Uncle Tom Jones out here with his red, white, and blue and all that. Thinking he's a real American from Pittsburgh. Well, here's the red, white, and blue from Pittsburgh, people. Downtown Bruno. Pittsburgh sent the best. Downtown Bruno. That's the red, white, and blue from Pittsburgh.
Maybe they want to get on the side of a winner who has the internet.
A winner! A winner! I'm a winner. He's more like a winner. You know what I mean? You see him in there hot dogging in the ring. Now then, let me talk about a few subjects. First of all, you got Soul Train Jones with the international title now. Big deal. He cheated. He comes off the top rope on Big Bubba, and then he calls himself a champion. I call him a cheater, and I think the referees are in his back pocket because when I'm trying to call attention to the violations of the rules, the referee's busy yelling and screaming and hollering at me, and Soul Train Jones is busy all kind of cheating behind my back, behind the referee's back. Conveniently, I might add, baby. Okay? But that doesn't matter, see? That doesn't matter because the only real man, well, I won't say the only real man, but one of the only real men in professional wrestling, Mr. Boy Tony. Mr. Boy Tony has signed for a series of matches with Soul Train Jones, baby. Yeah. And this man right here is going to have that 10 pounds of silver and gold around his waist, baby. Put it in. And Tracy Smothers is the man that's going to put it around his waist, polish it up, shine it up, make it look real pretty around Boy Tony's waist. Not that he ain't pretty already, but he's going to look a heck of a lot better with that belt. Because Tracy Smothers is our personal mate, our personal valet.
Yeah, you talk about cheating. I happen to know how that match was won.
Oh, you know. Fair's fair. We won. Hey, they don't ask how you win. It's did you win. And I believe that you have some tape, some footage of what Tracy Smothers did for us at our palatial estate. And I think I'd like you to show it to all the pencil neck geeks and all the hillbillies and all the rednecks and everybody else. I think you'd like to see it too, Lance Russell. Tell the cameraman to roll the tape.
Okay, we'll take a look at it right
here. We are, Bruno, with our own personal valet. I tell you what, Tracy, you just take those clothes and put them in the dryer right now, okay? And I got some clothes for you to wash, okay? Just go ahead. Hey, Bruno, what you think about this?
That's right.
Here now, let them hand them to him. Just go ahead and put the, don't mess with my curlers. Just put them over here, okay? Put them over here, okay? Okay, now. Then wash the clothes, okay?
Pick that up. Pick that up.
Put them in there. Then I got some ironing I want you to do too, Bruno. Oh, let's get this here now. I want this here iron real nice. Now here, take this. I want to wear that tonight, Bruno. I told him he was silly for signing the match like this. Go ahead. We told you we was going to beat you. So you just get that thing on. And do a good job. Then I got some more cleaning out here I want you to do when you get that done.
I love watching him do that. He was stupid for ever signing for a match like this.
You follow me. Come on out here. I got something else for you. I want you to dust this floor. Just come on. Get over here. I want you people to see how stupid you were for ever signing a match. You should have known you couldn't beat Boy Tony. Now you just dust the floor and do a good job.
Hey, what's the furniture?
Hey, don't mess with Pierre now. Hey, just do the job. Tell him, Bruno.
That's right. Hey, what's the furniture? That's worth more than you are, boy.
Okay, here's the pan now. I want you to cook these eggs. I'm hungry, so just start cooking, okay? You want eggs? Yes, I want you to cook the eggs. All right? All right. That's right. I like this, Bruno. Yeah, this is something different, ain't it? Look at him, he's like a little apron there. It clashes with his sweatshirt. There's your eggs. Oh, I gotta go make some phone calls to people back in Pittsburgh. I don't have time to watch this gig. I'll talk to you after a while. Okay, Bruno. Okay. I'm gonna get me something. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna help you out. I'll get me something to drink. You just bring my eggs on over to the table, okay? Over here now before I stick Bruno on you, okay? Here, you get your eggs. Oh, about time. Now see how this is. This is horrible. You expect me to eat this? That is the worst I've ever tasted in my life. Take it and throw it in the garbage. Throw it in the garbage, wash up the dishes, clean up the kitchen. This is horrible. I tell you what, Tracy, you sure can clean a lot better than you can cook, Bruno. That was horrible. He can't believe it, man. I believe it. Wash those dishes now. Oh, hey, I'll tell you something. When you're me and Boy Tony's valet, you're walking to the ring with us. You better not dress like a bum like right now. Better dress up and show a little bit of class. We got class. Oh, comb that hair. Look at him. Get rid of that cheap dinosaur jewelry, too. Okay, Lance Russell, wait, just let me talk, okay? First of all, I don't like what Smothers did there to Boy Tony's food. I didn't like that at all. But, Lance Russell, that's okay. Because when Tracy Smothers is our valet, see, when he's putting that belt, that international title around Boy Tony's waist, see, and polishing it up, we don't want him dressed in typical with that ugly Tennessee shirt and those torn up raggedy jeans. We want him dressed up nice. We want him looking classy. We want some nice clothes on him, a nice suit maybe, nice pair of pants. We want him shopping somewhere else besides the dollar stores because we know that's where he does most of his shopping. Okay, anyway, one more comment. See, you like my shirt? Because I don't think Jeff Jarrett or anybody else on the side should have black and gold, which is the Pittsburgh colors, with their image on it. So I just sort of changed this up. Jeff Jarrett's a weasel, not that time, Bruno. Now we're going to go through the race. Are you through talking? Good luck, guys.
Going against him. From Fort Duquesne Boulevard, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 123 pounds, downtown, Bruno. One fall, 15-minute time limit.
He's been working so hard all week. He's been training and karateing. He's on the ball. He is the Karate Kid, not the other one. Bruno is the Karate Kid.
While you're talking, Sylvia, he just got popped right then and there by the Karate Kid. Yeah, I'm telling you for a fact.
Bruno could train for a year and he'd be overmatched here. Bruno with a big height advantage. Boy, you won't say that too many times, will you?
Good comment.
Bruno with a headlock on the Karate Kid. Look at Kid try to force his way out. He pulled his hair.
Right in front of the referee.
Yeah.
It tells you how smart this guy is.
He's been working on hair pulling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this aggressive. Look up. Oh, look down. He just got kicked.
Hey, this Karate Kid, let me tell you, if he gets going, I hope he has the opportunity. He goes like a revolving door with that swinging back kicks, side kicks. He really can move. He is something to watch. Big break. Robert Fuller really giving downtown a hard way to go. He's saying, get up, get in there, and get him. Side headlock, Karate Kid hanging into the ropes, over the top. Bruno's down again.
Stop. Look up there.
Didn't work, Bruno.
What's the matter with you, man, Robert?
Let me tell you something, Lance Russell. You go and try to train to wrestle a midget sometime. It's probably not the easiest thing you'd ever try to do.
Okay, well, I'm not going to find out because I sure don't want to get in with him.
Me and Bruno, too.
Yeah, saying bad things. You're the one that pile drive little Coco. Don't tell me.
Yeah, he said you're doing fine, Bruno. Get back in there and get him.
Yeah.
Bruno
Bruno had his ugliest look on his face when he went in there with him. It just flat got caught up against the ropes.
Didn't phase the Karate Kid at all. Now Bruno says, oh, I think it was choked. Bruno into the rope. So's the Karate Kid. Oh, Sylvia trips the Karate Kid up. Now Bruno wraps his hand around his throat. Yeah.
Is Bruno the real Karate Kid or what? You want a Karate Kid? It's downtown Bruno. There it is.
King of the chokehold, that's what. Karate Kid down center of the ring. Bruno walking around impressing everybody how tough he is. And after Sylvia reached out and hooked a leg on the Karate Kid, Bruno slams him down. Has he got a cover? Yes.
He does. Count is 2, but he picked him up at the 2 count. Picked him up by the hair. Boy, Bruno, you may pay for that. There he is, wrapped his hand around his throat again. Referee counts.
Grabs the hair, lifts him up, in the air, slam down goes the Karate Kid. Bruno going to the rope. He may fall and break his neck up there.
He's on the top rope. He comes off of there, and the Karate Kid had moved. Bruno now put into the turnbuckles. Karate Kid in with that side kick. Bruno reverses, throws him into the ropes, but the Karate Kid just climbs the rope. There with a drop kick. He covers Bruno.
Oh, there's Sylvia.
Sylvia jumps in. That's going to be a disqualification.
Yeah.
Sylvia interferes again in the match. Robert Fuller jumps in, grabs the Karate Kid. Look at this.
Robert.
Fuller going with a pile driver on the Karate Kid.